Hello everyone, this is Plankera, and welcome to my universe. Last time, I lamented at my inability to think that maybe I should have drawn a little bit more leg. But one thing that was occurring to me while I was messing with this is that, you know, the skirt here probably shouldn't really be going past her legs to begin with, so I might actually be blowing it over to the side a little bit too much here. And when I go to do these corners, it actually makes sense for me to just have it stop where her leg should theoretically be. And I do not remember how I rigged this guy here, so I wanted to actually take a look at that. Let me reset my parameter here. I don't think I really had to worry. Yeah. For here, it wasn't so much that the leg got caught there, is that I had to make this part a little bit longer. And yeah, it did seem like everything was all good there. Nothing feels like it's clipping through where her leg should be. But over here, on my new parameter, I think this is going a little bit too far over. You can kind of... Yeah, this part, at the very least, I think should never go past a foot. Now that I think about it should probably rub up against her foot. So I'm actually gonna go check that parameter again. With this new logic in mind, do I ever... Oh hey, I never noticed that this guy got uncovered. Okay, let me make sure that I had everything reset there. I do. But yes, I never really appear to rub past her feet here. So I think all of these are fine, but I should fix this. Let's see, how am I gonna fix this? Because unlike the last one, the one on this side, this isn't a solid color, so it's a little bit harder just to move it around. Okay, well, let's see if I can be a little bit lazy and just go like that. Will that look strange in motion? Fortunately, it doesn't actually seem to ever move enough here. I can't test it without unlinking the parameter since I already put it on a physic. But yeah, I don't see any issues, even if I'm swinging things around really violently. So it tells me that I just have the movement settled enough that this is probably fine. Probably. I hope. Okay. So now, I just have to figure out what I'm gonna do here. Let me just make sure all of my things are reset. Just so that... The main thing is that when I'm rigging the physics, I want to make sure I'm starting from a neutral position. So that's why I always reset my parameters here, so this way they're all set to 0. I am just left with the default picture, and then I can move it around. It's easier that way. So, with this new idea in mind, I want to make a couple of changes. I can see here that this back part is starting to rub up against her foot. So right there, when I do not think that should be the case. I think it probably should not get caught in her foot. These were just some things that I was thinking about when revisiting this and thinking about how I should handle certain things. So I'm gonna go ahead and just walk this back a little. And try to make it so at least the outside will never rub up on her foot. Never. There are no circumstances that this should happen in. Okay, and with that, I kind of want to adjust the curve here. I feel like it's a little bit sharp. So I kind of want it to come over just a touch. Have this curve be a little bit smoother, basically. I just felt like it was a little bit sharp, and I'm hoping that taking some of these things back will make the corners a little bit more manageable. And hopefully I will not have to do a bunch of ankle-based shenaniganry, and everything will just go my way. Because, oh man, I do not want to have to figure out what to do with her ankles there. I wish I drew just a little bit more of her leg. I'm a little bit sad that I didn't, but I thought that I drew quite a bit of extra when I was drawing it. I severely underestimate the power of physics sometimes. Big mistake. Never underestimate the power of physics. Physics is literally everything. It's like that's true in real life, but I mean, at the very least, physics in rigging is just so much fun, and you want to be able to do whatever you want. So it's worth doing a little bit of extra prep in order to make sure you can do whatever you want, and it won't just be looking at it sad and forlorn, being like, ah, what could be if my past self just worked a little bit harder. A very sad state to be in. My past self just did not quite have the foresight. Okay, and then the other thing I was looking at is I wanted to double check how they connect over by the zipper, because this doesn't seem quite right here. And just some other miscellaneous things on the folds. Yeah, because I don't really want it to be moving too much up there. This is strictly some extra swish-in for the lower parts. And then I'll just go in and make some other fine adjustments. Just some places that I think could look a little bit better. This is where I go in and touch everything up that's vaguely bothering me. So I'm just gonna take my time and kind of enjoy today. Yesterday was a bit of a thing for me. I had a jury duty summons, and it kept me up way past my bedtime because my sleep schedule is bizarre and hellish. I am not normally awake during normal person hours. And frankly, it just reminded me how terrible a lot of the justice system kind of is. I've gotten my existential dread for the month. I can only hope that I never have to deal with the police. Oh man. What did I just collapse here? I don't know, but I'll probably find it eventually. I'll just be looking for a... Okay, there it is. I was gonna say I'll be looking for a layer and I won't be able to find it, but no, I found the spot I collapsed. We are good. yeah, today I just kind of want to take things easy and just enjoy being able to make art. The fact that I can do these things. The things that still manage to actually make me happy and not experience copious amounts of existential dread and wonder if I should just go live in the Himalayas. That's what I keep telling myself, is that if I went to go live off the grid in the Himalayas, I would have a much harder time drawing, since I draw digitally. A lot harder to have a computer out in the Himalayas when you're off the grid. Raising cows. Oh yeah, that looks so much better. So much. Now I just want to adjust the folds here a little bit. Let me see. Because yeah, there's a weird little lump right there from path deforming, and I would like to smooth it out a little bit. It's probably not that important, but it's okay. Doesn't have to be that important. I just want to go through and make everything look very nice. Okay, I think that's probably fine. A little bit of wrinkles moving around there is okay. And then I think I want to straighten out this spot right there. Just kind of clean up the curve. Make everything just look slightly more flippy. I do like making my physics flippy. That's why I said the skirt would be so much fun to put physics on. When I saw this, I was like, oh yes. I'm gonna have a great time when it comes time to put physics on this. Okay. Yeah, I think this left keyframe is looking a bit nicer now. And I'll just go and do this for all of them. Go just touch them all up. Because if I remember, I was trying to work fairly quickly last time, and here I can go a little bit more leisurely. I was really determined to try to finish all the skirt stuff for today, so this way the Shalom next to me could just have all of these details and have all of her upper body done. But you know what? It's okay. I wasn't quite able to do it. When I saw those corners, I knew that if I tried to rush things, I wouldn't be happy with what I made. So it was for the best, and now I can really go in and take my time. Sometimes it's worth. I got a question a long time ago asking me how I could keep doing this with 0 viewers and generally just talking to myself and stuff. But when it comes down to it, I just like what I do. I like making art for the internet. And I gotta say that the stuff that I make on stream does tend to be a little bit more fun for me. I do like making stuff off stream. There's some stuff that I do off stream that I would not want to do on stream. For reasons that sometimes are obvious to me and sometimes are not. Sometimes I just enjoy having a little bit of private art time, but I don't know. I like sharing the whole process. I think it's a good time. And I've said before, art should be about making it whatever makes you happy. And indeed, just sharing the process does make me happy. And I do hope that someday, some people will come see the process. Because look at me flail at all these little folds here. Just trying to line them up here. And look at me panic about her ankles and how I forgot to draw them properly. It's like mistakes get made. I am far from perfect in my approach. And every time I share all of these little imperfections in my approach, I do hope that it makes art more accessible for people, because, oh man, no one is really blessed by God with talent or any of these things. It's just, you do it or you don't. And I think, given enough time and patience, everyone can do it. And it's okay if you don't get to the point where you could be a professional and make money off of it. If it makes you happy, it's worth doing. It's like I'll put it this way. One of the most famous artists on the internet, never forget this, is Chris Chan. And Chris Chan, perhaps not the greatest artist, but all they wanted to do was, you know, make something that was meaningful to them, and that is fine. That is totally fine. Alright, I think that's probably fine. I don't mind the folds there being like that. I think I will straighten out the curve here, though. It got a little dented right there. But yes, come watch me. Look at my scuff. And then look. Look how completely unspecial I am. Oh yeah, and another thing worth noting about my own artistic journey here. It took me a pretty long time to actually start liking my art, and I've gotten to the point where I think it looks pretty okay now. But it did take me a while to get there, and unlike a lot of people who start drawing when they're like 5 or whatever, I didn't really draw seriously until I was in my early 20s. So, you know, it's never too late. Just do the thing. It'll be a good time. Like, you'll get there. It's just really hard to get past that point where you have a a vision in your mind, but you lack the skills to actually do it. And man, I felt that recently. I was gonna make a nice little intro animation for maybe like a lore video or something, and lack the skills to do it right now, so I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to do it. But it's gonna give me the opportunity to try something new. I'm gonna go see about learning a proper animation program outside of Inochi2D and maybe do some actual 2D animation. And that sounds like it'll be a great time. I am looking forward to trying it out. No promise on when you'll see anything from that and when that practice will actually bear fruit, but it is something I want to do. Although who knows, maybe you can see me just completely fumble my way through it on stream. That sounds like it might be a good time. Just start from scratch, and if you've been watching my Ender Lilies run so far, you'll know that whenever I start something new, I generally have a rough time. I always consider my own progress to be somewhat on an exponential curve, in that I start out really, really slow, but then something in my mind clicks and I can... my improvements start speeding up a bit. So, maybe I will stream that super awkward phase for me at the very beginning when I have no idea what I'm doing and I don't know what to do. And I just get super overwhelmed. It might be fun. Like, I really just want to convince some more people to actually go make the things of their dreams. I've seen so many people that are into video games and talk about making a video game, but never actually do it. So I'm just like, come on. What are you waiting for? Go do it. I'm a little bit sad that I appear to have lost pretty much all of the things I made in college. I looked through my hard drive for them, but I could not find them. Otherwise, I'd show you some of the derpy things I made. And let me tell you, they are derpy. Okay, I think that's fine. Anything more is kind of veering into perfectionist territory, so let's just move on to the next one. Okay, so for here, this one I think is running up against her foot a little bit too hard. I should probably pull it back to the edge of her shoe here. I think I can leave this out there. It is fine to just make this side look like it's getting caught on her shoe. So I'm gonna grab a big old brush here. I want it to be quite large. And we're gonna take like the entire thing and just pull it back so that it no longer looks like it is brushing past her leg. Maybe something like right there. Let me go straighten things up further up here. Yeah, I think this'll work quite well once I straighten it all out. And I'll have to worry about like the shadows here and stuff. But I think that's very doable. Let me go attach the front of the skirt. Just plop it on over there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And hopefully this will lessen some of the ankle issues I have to deal with. So this skirt part on the inside, I think can go a little bit further. So I might still send that a little bit further over. But I don't want it to go too far. I still want it to kind of have the impression that it is getting caught on her leg here, and I will make this center kind of poofy part just floof a little bit more. Get it all under there, and then figure out how to cover up this ankle. I'm, probably just do this. I think this should work. There we go. Ankle covered. We shall now avoid offending the Victorians. There are no ankles here. Okay, yeah, I think that'll look pretty good once I straighten it out. I think the side actually already looks pretty alright. So it's just a matter of fixing up everything over here. And right now I kind of want to adjust small parts of the flippiness here. Flippy part, and then the part that attaches to the back of the skirt here. Oh yeah, and I should also check the zippers. How happy am I with Zipperland? It's not as bad as the left, but I got a couple of areas I'd like to fix. I see, we got a little vertex here that got a little bit lost and tangled up. Glad I could show him the way back home. Poor little vertex just crossing the lines of all the other vertices there and causing problems. And then I'm just going to adjust a couple of little shapes here. Try to keep it consistent with how everything is shaped out in the original. And I think all should be well. There's like a little bump right there. That's way exaggerated, but I want to make sure it's in the right place. And it's just kind of easier to see where things are supposed to be when they are just a little bit exaggerated. But I think that's about right. And here I'm just looking at some of the folds around here, and I'm not quite happy with how they're lined up here. Just some things that got lost in translation when using the path to form tool to get things started. And that's one thing if you're not deforming the entire area using the path to form. The spots in the beginning or the end, as the case may be. In this case, I moved all the vertices down there, so it was fine, but sometimes they will get really stretched out in one end and really compressed on the other. So that's kind of what I'm fixing here. I just felt like they got a little bit stretched out here. So I wanted to push them back together, and then I'm just shaping the outside a little bit here so that hopefully it matches up a little bit better. Starting on this side, and then I'll go do this side along with the zipper and all of that good stuff. Today I am definitely more than a little sleepy, just due to having to be awake during normal person hours yesterday. But nonetheless, still happy to be here. I thought about canceling today just so I could sleep more, but then I was like, nah, I want to be here. I want to come here. Here's a good place. Here I get to have fun with flippy skirt physics. And flippy skirt physics are just a wonderful time. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. Right now I'm still focusing on kind of the skirt area. I will do the floof in the middle at the very end. I think it's just easier to get the floof when I have everything else all nice and defined. For the first pass, I like to do everything together. Move kind of as much as I can, and then once I go in and refine the details, that I do one little piece at a time. And right now it is detail time, so I am just working on getting that outer part of her skirt done. Trying very hard to ignore like this little spot right here that I can tell is very wrong and just how wrinkly everything is. It's fine. I'll get there. Fortunately, it's pretty easy to do that when I'm working up here, because I don't see it for the most part. My brain can ignore it entirely, and it feels nice. Okay, let's straighten up this area here. Oh man, I put a few too many dots here, unfortunately. It's a little unwieldy to work with, but it's okay. I will get there. I will get there. It'll be fantastic. Okay, I think that looks good. I was debating on whether or not I liked this bump here, but I actually think it's okay. It kind of mirrors the slight bump here. It just gets a little bit more exaggerated. It might be worth toning it down just a little, actually. You know what, yeah. I convinced myself. I changed my mind. There we go. And, okay, so now got a little bit of ankle issue here. Not this bad, fortunately, but... Okay, so for the most part it's covered, but I still got this little spot on the side there that is not. And I had to figure out how I'm gonna deal with that. I really don't feel like I can make the floof any longer than it already is. Because if I do, it's just gonna start looking really unnatural, and even this is kind of pushing it, isn't it? It's not that bad, actually. So maybe I can do just enough. How did it look in the original here? Oh, you don't even see it in the original. Do I have any other shots? No, not really. I just kind of gotta use my discretion here. Alright, we will just very gently kind of try to pull things over in such a way that this looks convincing. But I think this is sufficient. It doesn't quite match up with the line there, but I think this is sufficient. I don't think this looks strange. Yeah. I do not see anything strange about our ankles there. Alright. So should be good there. How's everything with the zipper? I think I could round out here just a little bit more, but otherwise, I think up there is good. I am satisfied. So let's round out that area just a little bit. Oh yeah, okay. And I don't mind the little bit of wiggle going on in those folds there, that is fine. Okay, I'm gonna check this side first. Floof on that side just to make sure there's nothing I really want to adjust, but nah, I think it looks fine. I think the only little thing I want to adjust there is I want to make this flip just a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Did I flip you enough? I don't think I did. We're gonna flip you a little bit more. Just flip, flip, There we go. Look, gotta add a little bit of flippiness to this. It's just wrong if you don't. There are very few things I say that are just flat out incorrect in art, but, you know, not making your flippy parts flip. Oh, that's just sad. Honestly, I've been having this problem with drawing hair a lot lately, where even in places that need a little bit of extra movement and stuff in it, I'm always very reserved with it, and I need to set my physics self free. Let the hair blow in the wind and go whichever direction it very well pleases. Let all be well there. Need to embrace the floof. I have not yet done so, which is why I'm trying very hard to embrace it here. Because I'm hoping that actually seeing this kind of movement here will kind of encourage me to do more fun things with hair and clothes in my future drawings. Okay, now let's just start straightening this out. Alas, I find the floof on this side a little bit harder to manage than the one on the other side. The other side was a bit easier. Man, this one just has so many little folds, and I put so many little dots on it. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, my suffering is eternal. But I'll get through it. I just need a sec. And it'll look great, and it'll be great. Hum. I'm just looking at all the folds here, and I'm just like, how am I supposed to straighten this out? Man, past self, you were so precise up there, but down here with all of these little ones, you are so much less precise. The inside of your mind must be a very strange place. That's okay. I think I can work with this. So overall, the mesh on this is decent. Maybe I put a few too many dots, but I feel like I can move things around pretty okay. I'm just trying to get it all nice and smooth and generally going the direction that I want it to. But man, there's so many little colors here. And I am just trying to get them to look just right. I don't know, that still looks pretty messy. Let me move it. Where is the problem? Oh, actually, it doesn't look that bad. There's definitely a few problems down there. I thought the most of them would be up here, which is why I spent so much more time smoothing things out up there, but it actually looks pretty okay like this. I see a little bit of distortion over here. But no, this actually looks way better than I thought it would. I thought I'd just go check and see where the worst problems were, but okay, okay. I will worry about it a little bit less. I got this. All is well, and nothing is as bad as I think it is. Pretty good feeling. Yay! Yay! Okay, now up and down. How do I feel about you guys? How do I feel about you guys? Actually, I don't think up looks too bad. I want to fix a couple of spots in the floof and then a little bit by the zipper. But I actually think up looks pretty alright. Everything kind of doing what I wanted to do, so let's just go fix those couple of areas that I'm not a fan of. And man, even the spot by the zipper is pretty minor. This is good, because when I looked it down, it had a lot of problems, so... Here's hoping that we have an easy angle here, so I can just go put all of my time and attention onto my bottom one. Yep, there we go. That's all I had to do for the zipper. Now, the little bit of stuff I didn't like in the floof. Just come on up here. I just felt like it was moving a little bit too far at the top. So I kind of want to push these folds back over here just a touch. Just a little touch. Yeah, something like that. And then I just need to kind of straighten it out down here, which I think will be pretty easy. Send these guys over there. And right through here, kind of something similar. See how nice and easy that is. Just want to straighten it out. And actually, now that I look at it, it's a little bit crunchy on this side too. Like sometimes I don't notice these things until I look very deeply at a spot. And when I start correcting stuff, oftentimes I will see more little problems in the areas around it. It's normal. It's very normal. Okay, let's see how that is. Yeah, I think that's better. Alright. So now we have down. Where I have a little bit of an ankle problem right there. Although no, on the keyframe itself, it's pretty much covered. Yeah. No, the keyframe itself, it's fine. It's the corners that I have to worry about. Alright, in that case, let me go check the zippers. Am I happy with zipper locations? Actually, yes. The only thing that I don't like in that area is I feel like the fold here is moving a little bit too high. So I think it'll be fine once I push him back down. Yep. Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty good. Now then, I want to straighten some things out here. I can tell that this was the last angle I did, so some things are, you know, you can see that the skirt isn't quite aligned properly there and various things like that, so I got some things to fix up. Okay, and how do I want to approach the rest of this? How do I want to approach the rest of this? So, ankles, fine, we're good. I do not think that the top of all of the little folds in the floof here is in the right spot on this angle. The top should be more in line with the zippers, and then the shadow should not be quite this prominent. I swear, I had like the worst of both worlds here. Where I had that shadow showing a lot more than it should, and that center line here just not being in the right spot. Okay, and then I am going to go ahead and... Where are we? Adjust the floof a little bit here. Some places I think need to go back in, some need to come a little further out. But nonetheless, this line running down the edge, I think should be just a little bit straighter. Okay, yeah, I think that's working, so now I'm just gonna go straighten out the line here, and then I think all will be well on that side, and I'm doing this side first because I know it's the easier one. I'm a little bit terrified of the other one, but I know it'll be fine. And oh god, am I terrified of these corners. I saw what was going on in those corners yesterday, and I do not think that the straightening that I'm doing here will actually help me that much. This is strictly for making everything better, and maybe a minor bit of procrastination for the part that looks very scary to me. Like, yeah, let's just go make everything look really nice. Really, really nice. It'll be fantastic. And it means I can delay working on the scary spot. I totally do it too. Don't worry about it. I think there's a spot in everything that an artist makes of just like, man, I don't want to do that part. Let's just do everything else and make it all fantastic, and then eventually it is just time to go and do the thing. But I guarantee you that I 100% put it off. Not every time, but definitely sometimes. Man, how is that supposed to look? Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I didn't think that it would, sure. Let me go zoom out, and I'll turn all the layers back on. So we have a belt here and a coat here. I just have those not showing for now, and then Cheryl is still just sitting there next to her. So right now I'm just working on some physics on her skirt, but this is how it moves so far. We've got a little physics on the skirt, but not completely yet. And then this is how the head moves. I've been very happy with the physics on everything so far. Thank you. And of course, she's sitting there next to me. If you are ever curious on how it tracks. Alright, let me go turn off the layers I don't need again. So here, where is coat? There it is. And let me hide the belt, just because it'll get in the way. Alright. Back to what I was doing down here. Okay, so I was straightening out the cloth here. Yes. Thank you. I have been working quite hard on it, and I am very pleased with the bounciness. I love physics. They are so much fun. They are so much fun. And I've been having a great time. So the physics that I'm working on right now is just going to be there to add a little bit of extra swishing to the skirt. And right now I'm just getting rid of the last bit of distortion in the bottom here before I go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, which will be a little bit more difficult because all the little folds in the skirt are a little bit more fine on that side. So I'm taking my time a little bit because I'm afraid of the other side. I am afraid of it, and I'm okay with just sitting here on the nice, gentle side for a little while longer. But man, I'm having trouble getting the last bit of distortion out of there, but I think this is probably good enough. I don't think anybody will notice the slight wiggle there, so... Alright, now time to go do this side. Oh no. Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Alright, how do I want to do this? Let's see. I'll start from the top and work my way down. It looks like most of those folds are in good spots, so I at least know the shape is decent. So I will just go a little bit further here. Okay, and now I'm just gonna go through and start straightening things out here. I'm gonna start with this outer edge. I think it'll make it a little bit easier to define where everything else should be, so I think that this should be fine here. And from there, I will make it all... I'll just make it all nice. It's all good. Yeah, there we go. I think that's good. And then on the bottom here, I kind of wanted to show a little bit less of this black part. I think it's a little bit dark, so I kind of want to put that a bit closer to the floppy part in the middle. There we go. Yeah, I think that looks okay. I think that's okay. The best part is that, you know, all of this is physics, so it doesn't have to be, like, totally perfect, like it does in the turns. Like, if it doesn't make 100% sense, it's fine. It's like, naturally, I'll try to get it right, but it just, I don't have to be as precise. It's not quite as important. Alright, let's go and do another row. Let's go and do another little row here. I want this to fan out to the side a little bit more, so I'm going to adjust the shading there in order to do that. I think this is probably sufficient. Okay, it turned out the side wasn't actually that bad. That tends to be how it goes. It's like my brain plays up the difficulty of a certain thing, and then I actually go and do it, and it's like, oh, is that it? Yeah, that's it. That's all it was. Wasn't that bad at all. Okay. Let's see if that is fine. Do I need to make any further adjustment, or is this fine? Yeah, it's fine. Actually, I want to touch up the bottom a little bit. No, I said that I was adjusting those shadows here in order to make it look like it's flipping out a little bit more. I don't think it's flipping out enough. So, I'm, adjust those a little bit more strongly. But this side is honestly pretty easy, so it's fine. It's fine just to go and make that change. I just wasn't satisfied. And if I'm not satisfied, I might as well go back and fix it. Yeah, I actually do think that looks a little bit better, so I am glad that I went ahead and just made that little change. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now corners. I can tell that this is gonna be an adventure. So, the rules that I was applying early on still apply here, and that I do not want anything to really go past her shoes. Because otherwise it feels like it's kind of clipping through her leg, and that's just no good, you know? So I need to bring this guy, like, way back out here. Nothing should be clipping past her shoes. So maybe something like that. Could actually stand to go a little bit further, I think. I had to look at it for a second, but yeah, I think I want to send it a little bit further out. Maybe a bit more like this. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. That should be fine. The top part is still kind of sitting on top there, but I think that is okay. I just want to make it look like it's being slowed down just a tad by the shoe. And like it's kind of getting caught on it. I'm just gonna swish it to the side a little bit more, and then I think that'll be fine. Yep, looks fine to me. Let's go ahead and attach it. Other side is already fine in my opinion. It was really only this side that needed a little bit of tweaking. So here we are. I'll go ahead and attach the front side of the skirt here. There we go. And then I kind of want to straighten it out just a bit here. I feel like there's a weird bulge and just some of these small things that are making it all look a little bit weird. Little things that I don't really want in my physics. So I just gotta smooth it all out. How's this side? Is this side okay? This side's not attached, but besides that, I think it's okay. Okay, and just straightening everything out again. There's always so much straightening in all of this. It never leaves me. Just gotta get everything nice and smooth. But again, the nice thing about physics and skirts is you got a lot of leeway in what smooth is within a skirt. And this side is always pretty straightforward. There's not a ton of little folds in it. The other side that has all the little folds. This one only has a moderate amount of folds. Okay, how is that? It looks like I still got a little bit of distortion right in the middle there. Yeah, just right here. I think everything else looks fine though. I do think everything else looks just fine. Okay, yeah, that should be good. Do I need to touch the other side? I actually don't think I have this lined up quite correctly, but no, I think the folds on that side are fine. The only reason I had to adjust the ones on the other side is because I had to move them a lot. In order to make it this way, they were kind of brushing past her foot properly. Alright, I think that is good for that corner. Let's do the... oh gosh. Well, you know, this is exactly why I was making the point of just saying that nothing should be going past her foot. Because I did not draw her legs. Did not draw the legs. I'm just fortunate that it happens to make sense that her skirt would not clip through her feet. Or her legs. The non-existent legs where they would theoretically be if I drew them. No, I think I still want to move them both just a little further over here. Yeah, something like that. And I'll just go ahead and straighten out the side. And that will be what determines where I attach the front side of the skirt. But in theory, this should be about right. And indeed, her ankles are completely covered up, so no worries there. Do not have to pull any ankle-based shenanigans here. Just gotta smooth everything out and attach the outside of the skirt. Attach it to the back. Smooth in here is gonna be a little bit of a thing, though, I think. So we'll see what we'll see what I got. You know what? I'm not even gonna try. I'ma just select these vertices and then, oops. Go ahead and just select the ones that I potentially want to move. And then I'm just gonna get a big brush and not worry about it. There we go. Sometimes I find them selecting all these vertices a little bit annoying, which is why oftentimes I don't. And I'm also worried about how the ones near the top will move if I don't have all of the ones up there selected, but considering I am only moving this little bottom piece, it's fine. Honestly, I should probably do this more than I do. It does make things a little bit easier sometimes. Yeah, that seems fine. Let me just smooth it a little bit, but everything appears to be in order. And this I really don't want to try to smooth manually. You'll notice that on the folds, sometimes I grab everything vertex by vertex, but man, I made the mesh on this way too fine. So trying to grab one vertex at a time here would be pure suffering. So I will only do it if I absolutely have to. I don't hate myself that much. I'd rather finagle my way through with the brush. It is a bit less hellish. Just being able to move an entire little cluster all at once. Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And then right here, I think it's just a little bit lumpy still. So I'm gonna straighten that out in this corner too. Alas, the corners are indeed hellish today. They have not been kind to me on the skirt physics. Not at all. It's very disappointing. Oh, little vertices. Why can't you just be nice to me? It'd be so much easier for both of us. If you could just make this easy, you know? Then you guys could get into nice little places, and I can make everything look nice and bouncy. You just have a good old time with physics. Okay. That seems better. So now I just gotta straighten out this mess. Man. Just looking at that is making my head spin a little bit, but it's alright. Just gotta break it down. Start at the top, work my way down. Get rid of the worst offenders here. Get rid of those little bits of distortion. Okay, yeah, there we go. I think they're all kind of coming together. I'm gonna go ahead and start at the top here again. That's been working pretty well. I feel like things are a little bit easier at the top, just there's less I can move around, less dots up here, and they're definitely more dense, but there's less of them. And this way, when I start straightening things out up here, I can just carry it all the way to the bottom. Whereas I personally find it a little bit more difficult to do the reverse. There we go. Yeah, I feel like it's all working out pretty well. I really should be less afraid of this side. It's meshed decently well, so it's not actually that hard to move things around. Okay, that still looks pretty distorted, so I'm gonna clean it up a little bit more here. Start with this outer edge that I think looks kind of bad. And I'll just click away periodically to see things. It still looks a little distorted. Let me see how it looks in motion, because that might actually be okay here. Yeah, I think that's actually okay here. Alright, let's get the bottom corners. Do I need to do anything with you guys? Oh yeah, I should also check to make sure everything is properly attached here. Yep, we're good. I actually think most things look pretty okay here. This side is not attached, neither is this side. But all of this looks okay. The ankles are covered. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think I might want to adjust that. So just a little bit in the floof on that side. I don't like this part sticking out through the bottom. That's pretty much the only problem I have there. There we go. And then now it's just a matter of attaching this, so suddenly my bottom corners have become far less problematic with the changes I made to the left and right. Feels good. I was hoping that they'd be a little bit less problematic. Now nobody will know that she has no legs. People will be able to imagine the legs underneath the skirt. And no one will know that I never drew them. Truly, an artist is the greatest illusionist. Yeah, I think that looks okay. So I will just go ahead and go to the last quarter there, and... Okay, here I don't like so much, and of course... Unfortunately, we have ankle-based problems here. Her ankles are not covered up here. We are unfortunately offending all the Victorians. So... let's go ahead and move the parts that are bothering me most around here. I think I can get away with just stretching out the floof a little bit more and covering her ankles with it. There we go. Oh yeah. Sometimes it can be hard to tell if it's covered because the bottom of the skirt is almost the same color as the background. But yes, I think this will work fine. This is fine. There we go. Maybe slightly nonsensical, but you know what? It's fine. Physics can be slightly nonsensical. It's fine. Okay. So now I just gotta straighten all this out. I'm gonna start with where the skirt, the front of it attaches to the back. Because this should not be super, I don't know, wavy. It should be pretty straight. Okay, yeah, that seems alright. Stretch. Oh yeah, stretch. Okay. Arms are just getting a little bit locked up there. Okay. So now I'll just go attach this side. I don't think this side needs very many changes. The corner just wasn't lined up right, and that's about it, really. Okay. So, yeah, I think that is attached well now, so now just a matter of adjusting the little things that the interpolation didn't get quite right. Like, this over here looked really distorted. I think the rest of it is okay. And then I just gotta fix the floof here. I think the stuff on this side looks fine, but here... it has no idea what's going on, let's be real. I mean, look at that. Oh, the poor floof on this side is so confused. Does not know what direction it's supposed to be going here. So let's just go ahead and smooth all that out. Help out all these little vertices that seem very confused about where they're supposed to be going. Kind of want to make sure that I still keep a rightward feeling since this is the lower right corner. But that's not too difficult to do. Using the brush to kind of get through the big areas, and then I'll go and adjust things individually. Once that's kind of in place there. I am looking forward to attaching this to a pendulum, though. It's gonna be great. It is going to be great, and I am so excited. I love doing physics in this. Even when I have to do annoying little things like remove the distortion from little folds like this, I can just imagine seeing it all shake in my head, and it's worth it. And then after a while, I don't even have to imagine it because I can make it real. I can just make everything flop around, and it makes me so happy. It just makes me so happy. Okay, yeah, that should be okay up there. It's obviously not perfectly all straightened out, but I think it's fine. It's been fine, even in the times where I haven't been able to get it all perfectly straightened out, so if I feel like it needs a little bit of help after seeing it move, you know, I'll go back in. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay, I think that this should be okay. Let's see how it moves. If it's fine, then... Oh, I thought I disarmed you. There we go. Yeah, I think that's fine. But no, we still have some problems. Ooh, interpolation does not cover the ankle still. Okay. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Let me move this around very slowly. See if there's any other points where it looks like things are not being properly covered up. Maybe a little bit right here. Okay, so it's just down here. Okay, I'm gonna save real quick. And I'm gonna see if it'll let me add access points. So I've had problems with adding access points after I've rigged stuff in the past, so I'm just gonna make sure nothing explodes. Very important. After doing all that, I definitely do not want things to be exploding in my face. I would be incredibly sad. So let's see if I can add something here. Let me see. You just be at like +50. That should hopefully do it. Does it still move okay? Yep, seems fine. Okay, so things didn't break on me this time. So if I set things here and just pull the skirt and the loop on this side just a little bit further back and down, that'll probably be enough for the interpolation to not panic. Let's see how it did. No, I still see it over there. Dang. Okay, so I might need some more. Or maybe 50 just isn't the right spot. Maybe I should be putting it more at like 75. Okay. No, that's fine. I clicked the wrong one. So here I think I actually want you to be at 7.5. Man, even here. Okay, so I might just need another one. But I at least have a point... No, even when I'm over here. Okay. Okay. Gonna have to pull some shenanigans then. Let me put you back at 50. So we have our shenanigans here, and I will add another one at 0.75. And I'll just keep working my way over and hope that I can find my way through. Oh man. I'm a little bit sad. I hope I can make this work out. Past self. I wish you drew just a little bit more of her leg. It would have made my life right now so much easier. Now I have to pull shenanigans. So many shenanigans. Okay, I do have a slight point where I feel like it's still uncovered, and I want to try to cover it just a little bit better. And I think the way I can do that is something like this. I'm just gonna pull this downward just a touch. And hope and pray that that will cover the issue. Yes, we are perfect. There is maybe just the slightest corner visible there, but I think this is okay. Okay. Getting somewhere. Now I just gotta get this right here. And I'll just keep adjusting the floof and all of these extra keyframes I'm having to add until it all works out for me. I just wish I drew a little bit of extra leg. Okay. I kind of hate having to pull the skirt down this much, but it's for the best. I think this is the best way I can handle this for now. It might look a little weird, but it's physics, so I think it'll work out. We'll see if I am right when it comes time to add it to the pendulum. But for now, I gotta make sure that these things are not showing. Kind of hate that this won't be fanning up properly like this, but I think it'll be okay. Just gotta find the right balance for all the pieces here. And currently there's a bit of a gap between these two points, so I gotta make sure that I fill it in. And I don't want to add too many extra keyframes to do it. I already feel like this is a lot, so... just gotta kinda try to push things down as best I can. Okay, I think that is okay. There's like a teeny tiny corner showing there, but I think this is okay. I do not think anybody will particularly notice. So let me blow it around in this quadrant. Just gonna look very closely and make sure that all is well. But nope, there's... right here isn't working. Okay, in that case, maybe if I just pull this down a little bit more. That might be okay. Right here, too. There's just a little edge showing there, and I think if I just cover it like that, that should be fine. Okay, I think we're good. Actually, I don't like the way that part is showing there, so... I was very deliberate in all of those little keyframes that I adjusted to make sure that part did not stick out. So let's go tuck it away. Give things one more look. Alright, I think we're good. So, let's go attach it to a pendulum. Finally! Hooray! Put our belt back on, and I will call you Skirt Swish Physics. Skirt Swish. Alright. And let's see, I want you to be able to swish a little bit, so I'm gonna turn down the damping quite a lot, actually. Gonna let you swish all around. It'll be great. Alright, let's go ahead and start moving it around. I don't want it to be super strong, so I'm only gonna move it 90. These numbers entirely arbitrary. I will adjust them as I see necessary. This is just to make sure that the pendulum moves. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah. Look at that nice little bounce. Look at that nice little bounce. Oh, that makes me happy. It's a little bit too much though. I'm a little sad. I love it, but it is a little bit too much. So let's go ahead and, I don't know, let's bring it down to 60. That is a great arbitrary number to try. It is smaller than 90, and therefore perfect. Okay, yeah, I think that's a lot better. And indeed, her ankles are not panicking, so I think that this is great. Look at her go. Makes me happy. I knew that her skirt would be so much fun. If I was doing more with this, I'd consider a third parameter where I just kind of swish the bottom a little bit more, but for my purposes, I think this is fine. I think I will increase the length of the pendulum just a little, though. Yeah, there we go. Now it looks a little bit more like the texture I would expect from this kind of material. Let me increase, with that pendulum increase, I want to increase the amount it moves just a touch here. Bring it up to 70. Once again, perfect arbitrary number that is larger than 60. Yeah, there we go. I think that is pretty fantastic. Okay. Gotta hide the belt again. There is only one more thing I want to do with the skirt. Potentially two. I think I might make the belt loop swish a little bit more. But at the very least, we gotta move these zippers a little. Now let's do that. I will call you Skirt Zipper Physics. Yes. And I'm gonna keep this super simple. Where are you, zippers? I do not actually know what layer I put you on. Okay, there's the zipper, and there's Zipper Flippy. So all I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do a basic rotation. Just gotta rotate it a bit to the side there, and then I reattach. I reattach. Perfect. Okay. And the number I pick for my rotation is entirely arbitrary. As long as it looks good, it is fine by me. And I don't actually think it's a problem that this top part is showing. It's like it was covered up by the zippers before, but I don't think this looks weird. It just looks like the slit doesn't go all the way up to the zippers, whereas perhaps maybe it should. Maybe I should have drawn it like that, but... Well, the way I drew it declares that it doesn't do that, so I think it's okay. Let's go ahead and do the other side. There's not much I can do about it now. I'd have to go and redraw the skirt there, and while I think that might be a reasonable thing to do, it's not really something I can do with the current stability of the program, so... This is what I got. Okay, how does this look before I do up and down? Good old windshield wipers. Okay, yeah, I think that's fine. Up and down are going to be pretty straightforward, too. I'm just going to rotate them toward the center for up. And then for down, I will rotate them away from the center. And that'll be it. They're not going to be rotated quite as heavily as they were for left and right, too. Okay, and now down, they're going to go away from the center. And there we go. Let me check the corners, make sure that they are physically attached. This one doesn't really appear to be, so let's slide them over a little. Actually, neither of them really are. This one needs to come over there a little. I don't know, I actually kind of feel like this one's a little bit low. Kind of similar here, where I feel like this one's a little bit low, so I will go ahead and push it up a little. I want part of the zipper to be showing there. Interpolation trying to help me out by putting vertical movement everywhere, but I don't want vertical movement everywhere. I just want it in a few select places. Okay. How does that look? Does it look like the zippers are flying all over the place, or is this fine? It does still look a little bit like the zippers are flying all over the place. So I will try to lessen that a little bit. Okay, this seems fine though. See, this was a nice, easy little pendulum. So let's go ahead and put it back on. So this will be a skirt zipper. And I would like you to have a low length, high resonant frequency. Actually, I think even 2 would be okay. And low damping. So this way it swings back and forth a lot. And I don't want it to swing super violently, so I'm gonna actually keep this number fairly low. I'm gonna go ahead and try 60. Arbitrary number still, but I don't know. Sometimes I just get a feel for how much things move when I move them certain values. But it is pure guess and check. Alright. Let's see how it is. Oh yeah. I think that is about what I wanted, so I think we're good. They're very shaky. Okay, that is perfect. Let's go ahead and put the parameter in there, and then I just want to do one more little thing for the belt loops there. And I had to lessen the amount of movement on the belt for reasons. I just felt like something was lost in those belt loops, so I'm gonna go ahead and give them a little more oomph. Skirt, belt, loop, physics. And this should finish off the skirt. Okay, where are they? Here we are. So I'm basically just gonna do the same thing that I did in the basic belt physics. I just wanted a little bit more here. The main thing is that this time, these are the only things that are gonna move. So where's the belt loop, other belt loop here? Why can't I see it? Okay, there it is. No, that's the button. There it is. It was hiding. It was just hiding from me. There we go. I want to make it look like it's being locked in place by this button and also the top. So that's why only the very center is moving. Only the very, very center. And then occasionally I just gotta go in and adjust the vertices manually. Okay, and up we'll send them both in, and down we'll send them both out. But once again, it'll be a little bit less than what I had on left and right. And I guess up should move them down just a touch too. Something like this. Just a touch. Okay, and then down, we'll send them outward and upward a little bit. Kinda like this. But you see, this is why I wasn't afraid of adding a little bit of extra here, because physics like this are dead simple. The corners are kind to me here, so I can just attach it to a pendulum. Let's go. You will be skirt, belt, loop. And indeed, I think default parameters are fine here. And yeah, let's move you around a bit. Let's bring like a full 80 out here. Yep, that is some nice swishing. Let's go ahead and put her arm back on. Yeah, look at her go. I love just moving her around and watching her go. So nice and bouncy. I am pleased. Okay. You know what? I wanna keep going for a little longer. I'm gonna go ahead and hide her skirt here so I can do a little bit on the shoes. I was gonna do the coat first, but you know, it's fine. The shoes here are gonna be simpler, because all I really want to do is move this little dangly spot. I'm not gonna touch anything over here. I think it's fine for this to just all stay static. So I just want to move the flippy part. So I will go ahead and call you Shoe Flippy. Physics. There we go. Perfect. So I'm just going to move the flippy part, and I will reattach the triangle once I have it where I want it to be. So this is going to be another one that's like super dead simple. I do not want to do a lot with it. Not the slightest. Just go ahead and reattach you, and I will give you just a... I might give you a slight rotation here. Yeah, I think I give it just a small one. I'm gonna give these little triangle things their own physics afterwards, but I will give them just a touch of movement here. Just because it makes me happy. Go ahead and squish this over to the left. Move the triangle back on, give it just a slight twist. And there we go. That's all I really plan to do. I will, however, smooth this out a bit because it was a bit messy. Okay, yep, I think that is all I want to do here. Let me see how it looks. Yep, perfect. I think I might straighten out up there, but idea is perfect. So now I'll go do the same thing on the other side. This time we'll make it go to the right. Just move it on over, give it a little flip. And then attach the triangle. And give the triangle just the slightest little flip too. Okay. See, this is why I figured that I could just do this now. And you know what, depending on how I'm feeling, maybe I'll do a gorilla stream or something later today and work on it some more. I don't know. I like just working on it, and when I'm feeling down on the world, just make it a thing. Always makes me feel a little bit better. Normally I'd work on stuff off stream, but I don't know if I want it today. We shall see. Okay, and up. So up is gonna squish them inward and pull it down just a bit, so something like this. I will get the top a little bit. Nope, nope, not like that. I will get the top down just a bit as well. Actually, thinking about it, maybe I should move the top just a touch too. I'm not going to do a lot with it, but I will do a little bit. I have decided. There we go. Just so it doesn't look weird when I do it in the up and down. Okay, now where was I? Yes. I was moving this part up and down a bit, so this one was going to come downward and inward. So something like that, and then we put the triangle on. I do not think I will give this one any rotation. How does it attach? A little bit higher. Yeah, these angles I don't think I will rotate it at all. Downward and inward. And then we put the triangle on. Okay. And now I will do the final one before checking corners. And this one will come upward and outward. Okay, I think that should work. So let's go ahead and give it a pendulum. I will just do it directly on the feet here. And we will call you Shoe Flippy. With 2 P's, not 3. Okay, I think default settings are fine here. Oh, you know what? I'll lower the damping a little bit. We'll let it swish back and forth a lot. Everything else seems fine. And now I will go ahead and add it to the body here. I need to have her skirt on in order to know how it actually looks. I want her to move. Oh, no, not rotation. Just translation. I want it to move a fair amount, so we'll go 80. 80 seems good. And for those wondering why up and down always get a slightly lower number than left and right, it's because I have her head and body moving slightly less up and down than it is left or right, so I just don't want any physicsy thing to move as much. Okay, that's actually a bit much. So let's go ahead and tone that back quite a lot. I'm gonna tone it down by like half. I wanted it to move a fair amount, but I was wrong. It was something I saw in theory, but when I actually saw it move, I thought it looked strange, so we just add a tiny bit of wiggle there. Yeah. Her feet don't move, so it doesn't make sense for it to have a ton of wiggle. Do I even want to have a separate parameter for the triangles? It's probably unnecessary, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to go ahead and put shoe physics with accessory physics. It makes sense in my head. So I will call you shoe triangle physics. Triangle physics. Perfect. And I have not been trying to put B in physics again. I'm still not sure what was up with that one day, where, for whatever reason, every time I typed physics, I put a B in it. I do not understand, but it sure happened. It was incredibly silly. Okay, so I'm just gonna do small rotations here. Not gonna do anything too exciting. It's just gonna be kind of like what I was doing before. With the zippers. Hey, just get a little bit of movement here. Oh, I'm not doing up and down, I'm doing right. What am I doing? Getting ahead of myself here. But this should be enough to give it a little bit of extra liveliness. Just make it a little bit more bouncy. And after this, I think the only thing left on her is the bottom of her coat. And all the belts and stuff on that. Okay, that seems good. Let's go ahead and give it a pendulum. So I feel like I am approaching the end. I have the bottom of her coat and her shawl. And that'll be it. I will move this guy the same amount I moved the other one, which was 40. So hopefully that'll give me just the last little bit of bounciness. And it'll be great. See, just give it a little bit of extra swish. I think it actually makes it look makes him look a little heavier. So I am okay with this. This is sufficient for me. Okay. And that is all I want to do with her shoes. So yeah, like I was saying, coat is the last thing on her. Just the bottom part. I've already done all of the top part. And then this little duder floating up by the side here, where I plan to just do a couple of little things. And I'll probably add a proper toggle for him. And then if I recall, actually, on her eyes, I did put in the little triangle that shows up in her eyes sometimes. Oh, did I actually not put that in here? I thought I drew it, but true, I've been having problems merging things. So that might be why it's not here. So, oh, that's fine. I think I'm fine with just having this guy be a toggle. That'll be enough to kind of show off how it works, but yeah, there we go. Got just the coat left, and that'll be a fun one too. That one's gonna be nice and flippy. Look at her go. Almost there. Physics are fun. I love them. I love them so much. So we'll see if I want to work on that a little bit more today or not. Depends on my mood. Alright, but I think I will stop here for now. Let me go ahead and import my session data, and I will go ahead and export this as a puppet so that this way, next time I stream Inochi2D stuff, the model next to me will have all the new changes. So there'll be some nice little belt physics in there, and it'll be great. And I can see how they all look. And at some point, I'll probably do a little bit of testing where I actually stare very closely at her, because I have noticed that there are still some weird things going on in the eyes here. I'm not quite sure how to fix it. I'm not sure what's causing it. That's why I haven't yet. So I'll look into that at some point too. But for now, this is where I think I will stop for today. Ah, I'm so happy. Oh yeah, and I still have to get the physics on body Z, because I haven't done that. I guess some of them have a little bit of physics, like some of it is applying to the belt I see, but yep, for the most part, gotta do it manually. But that's fine. Oh. Yeah, thank you all for coming. And I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.